I'm making pasta fagioli soup today. First, I'm going to take some ground beef, not all of this, probably about half of it, probably about a pound, maybe a pound and a half, a little bit. Let's say crumble it up here in a fry pan, fry it in a little bit of oil. You could do it in the microwave too. But it's Saturday, so I got plenty of time. Okay, that's good, about that much. Put the rest in the refrigerator. This will go into a meatloaf tomorrow. So I have this much beef, and I'll get a little oil put in it. And fry it up quickly. So I'm going to cook this on high. And once it cooks, I'll drain the fat off of it and then put it back into the pan. While that's happening, I can do this. Get a bowl and start cutting up my vegetables. I'm going to use celery, a couple stalks of celery and the leaves. This is got carbs in it, but if you leave out the pasta and the fagioli, you'll have a low-carb soup, but it won't be pasta fagioli soup anymore. So, put that many carbs in it is not going to hurt you. I'm not going to put a whole bunch of pasta in it, and I'm not going to put I'm just going to put 1 can of cannellini beans in it. I could use a different kind of bean, but that's the only kind I had in the cupboard. So you work with what you get. There's celery cut up, onion. Onion goes in everything. Whoops. Peel this off. It's a soup day. We're going to get snow tonight. Before Thanksgiving, we're going to get snow. Compost. Okay. Cut onion up. A little more. Okay, like that. While that's going on, I can cut up my little piece of garlic. And another little piece of garlic. These will cook in, once garlic is cooked, it loses its zing. So you could eat a piece of this after it's cooked and it tastes just like, it doesn't taste zippy like it should. It puts the zip into the, okay, I can hear the meat cooking, nice and hot. Yeah! Woo! Gonna clean that stove today again. Spattering. It's alright. Cooking it nice and fast. Nice and fast. Okay, what I'm going to do also is I'm going to be taking a cup of water right here. About 2 cups of water, putting it in a container here. I'm going to heat it up, and then I'm going to put 2 beef bouillon cubes in it. I'm mashing up the beef as it cooks with a fork so you get little pieces of it. So you separate it with the fork, with the back of the fork. You mash the hamburger as it's frying, and that way it separates it so you don't get a big chunk of hamburger in your soup. And flipping it over so it cooks, and it's cooked now, it's done. Okay, turn that off. Okay, let it sit there till I get my water out of the microwave, which should be right about now. Is that timing or is that timing? Okay, with my 2 cups of water here, I'm going to add 2 beef bouillon cubes. Crush them up with my fingers so that they dissolve. Okay, there we go. Ta-da, ta-da. Now, mix this up a little bit. Here's my fork here. Alrighty. Okay, next we take the meat off and we spoon it out with a slotted spoon. They have them on sale this week at Ocean State Job Lot for $1 a piece. I didn't need any more, so I didn't buy any. But, okay, spoon this right into this with no fat. Take the fat out. It's a very heavy pan. So I'm going to do it this way. Love these handles on these big pans. Makes it easier to handle a big pan. Okay. What I'm pouring off is the fat. Not into my sink because it'll clog up my drain, but I pour it into another container there so it can cool and solidify. Okay, now come back over here. Put my meat, my vegetables back into the fry pan. Big fry pan, big deep pan. Okay. Take my juice here, my bouillon cube in water, pour that in. Okay, a little bit in the bottom there, get that out of there. That's done. Put in the secret spicy V8 juice. Shake it first. You could use cans of tomatoes and tomato puree if you'd rather, and a can of tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce. I like V8 juice because it's got a zing to it, and I like that. So I'm going to put in the whole thing. Make a big soup. Okay. To this, I'm going to add some basil leaves. How much? Maybe a teaspoon. I'm going to add some rosemary leaves. Maybe a quarter of a teaspoon to a half a teaspoon. Some Mrs. Dash. She's always good for the go. She's always good for going. She adds a nice taste to it, Mrs. Dash. Maybe a half teaspoon of Mrs. Dash. A can of cannellini beans. A whole can of cannellini beans. Now I know these are not low carb, but they're not bad. In the whole can, there's 40, there's 50 carbs in the whole can. So don't eat any beans. Okay? Then on top of this, I'm going to add some granulated garlic. Okay? Oh, golly. Okay, let's open this end. Okay. Half teaspoon. And a little Tabasco. Just a little shot. Just a shot. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. And then I'm going to add, that looks good, looks good. Now we've got the fagiolis, and now we need the pasta. So we're going to add some penne pasta. The smaller the better. How much of this you say? Okay. I'm going to put probably a handful. 2 handfuls. Okay? 2 handfuls. Okay. Put that on to medium. Smelling good. Smelling good. Not a lot of pasta, not a lot of fagioli. A lot of meat, so it shouldn't be too bad. Then for the kicker, I'm going to throw in Swiss chard for a nice, to get it thicker. Swiss chard. You can put in spinach. You don't have to put it in at all if you don't like to. Okay? And that's about it. So now, we're going to let this baby cook down. Put it on. So, if it's too thin, add another cup of water. Because the pasta's going to cook in there, and the pasta's going to suck up some of the water. In fact, I think I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to add some more water. Okay? Probably another cup of water. Because I had the bouillon cubes in there. So that'll be perfect. Put it on high first to get up heating, boiling. And then as soon as it starts boiling, I'll turn it down. And I'll turn it down on low and let it sit here for half hour, an hour. And then we'll have pasta fagioli soup. And when it comes off, you add salt and pepper to taste. And that's it. And this is what it looks like. Cooking on the stove. Pasta fagioli soup. Easy, easy, easy.